Hello friends, it's Hattie from Honeybee Stampers. I am here for our Facebook Live, our monthly Facebook Live to do our online workshop. I hope that you guys can join me live. If you do, hop on and just say hello and let me know you're here. I have some really fun projects for you guys today. I'm trying to find my celebration catalog because celebration is ending at the end of this month. So the projects that I'm designing today are all about celebration. I'm not even sure where I stuck that catalog. Let me just grab it really quick and then we can get started. Okay, here is our celebration catalog. So this catalog ends at the end of this month, like I said. Hi Terry, good to see you. Thanks for hopping on. And we've got some really cute stuff in here. I'm sure all of you have seen it and you've probably have a few of these items already, but we are actually going to showcase some of them today. We're going to showcase this Paper Blooms Designer Series paper today. And I'm not going to do the Darling Donkeys, even though they are darling. And I know a lot of you have it already, but I'll show you guys some samples at another time on Darling Donkeys, so don't worry about that. Hi, Nan. Good to see you. Approaching Perfection. I'll show you some samples with that. We used the Oso Ombre last month. If you guys remember, we used that on that lipstick card. So I love that paper and it's really fun to play with. So that's that. Let's see here. Corner Bouquet. So Corner Bouquet is one that we are going to do tonight. I'm going to show you guys a really nice card with that. There's so many cool techniques that are out there right now in the interwebs that you can see with Corner Bouquet. So I'm going to show you guys one tonight. And then also I love the scent or the font for this Heal Your Heart. And so we are going to use that tonight. Hi Pam, hi Fran, hi Susan, hi Dina. I love you guys all getting together. The Flower and Fields, we showed that last month. So if you missed last month's workshop, go ahead and check that out. That's saved within this Facebook group. So you can always go back and watch the videos over again. And then A Touch of Ink. So this is one that I haven't really shared about very much, but I have been collecting them because I plan to do a little class with this next month. And so kind of if you've had your eye out on this, kind of keep that in mind because I'm going to be doing a class with that. And then, of course, the very popular Berry Blessings. So this one has been the most popular celebration item in the entire catalog thus far. And we are going to do a little bit with this card as well. So actually, we're going to start with this card. Let me show you here. Hi, Leanne. Good to see you on here. The first card we're going to do is this one. This is just a sweet and simple one using the raspberries. I'm assuming they're raspberries. I actually did this class for, I designed a class with two of my Stampin' Besties for our teams. So when you're part of my team, you get extra trainings and classes and stuff like that. But this is one of the cards that we did. So let's go ahead and put this one together. I meant to do some stamping ahead of time, but I'll show you anyways. So this designer series paper here, this is part of the Berry Blessings designer series paper. And I'm going to turn it this way here. I don't think there's any right or wrong side, but I think it looks better this way. So we're going to add some adhesive to this. Hi, Lila. And we're going to just layer this right on top of this paper. This cardstock is actually garden green. The really great thing about all of our designer series papers, you can always see here the colors that coordinate. So make sure you check that out. And when you do get some designer series paper, grab the colors that coordinate because then you just can't go wrong. You just can't. So we're going to go ahead and stamp a couple things. Let me get my stamps out here. The rich raspberry is such a fun color for me. And I need some scrap paper. Use this scrap paper here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to stamp the berries first. Okay, with the outline of the berry, I want that, it's two-step stamping, and I want that to be full force. Hi Rhonda, hi Linda. And so I'm going to stamp straight down and straight up. And then the part that goes on the inside of the berries, I'm going to stamp off so that we get a lighter shade of that rich raspberry. So I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to kind of line it up. It's photopolymer so you can see right through it. And the way that the stamp is designed, it's kind of watercolory looking, so you don't have to worry that it's not perfectly in the lines, but I'm happy with how that looks. And I do need 2 of them, so let me go ahead and do that. Again, I'm going to stamp full force, straight down, straight up. And then the inside part, I'm going to stamp off on a piece of paper and then hover over it until it looks like I've got it lined up and stamp straight down. Now for the next part, we have some leaves. And the leaves are in garden green. Get my garden green out. Okay. And I'm going to ink this up. I'm going to do the same thing as I did with the berries. I'm going to stamp straight down. Okay, and I just need 1 of those. And then I'm going to go ahead and clean this one off. I like to keep my chamois close to me because I use it all the time. Hi, Peg. And then I'm going to peel that off and replace it with the inside. Okay, and we're going to ink it up again in garden green, stamp off, and then hover until it looks like I've got it lined up pretty much, and stamp straight down, just like that. And I love how this stamp is designed, that it's got some areas that are a little bit shaded darkly. It's darker shaded, and other areas that are not. So it gives it just a kind of a great image. Now we've got some little stems that I'd like to do the same with, so bear with me while I do that. I usually do the outline first, and then I stamp the inside, but this time I'm going to do it reverse, and I think it should work out just fine. Yep. Okay, and then I'm going to do it the other way around. I just seem to be able to see a whole lot better when I do the outline first. Okay, so just so that you know what it looks like if you were to stamp both of the colors full force, this one and then this one without stamping off. Okay, so it kind of, you lose a little bit of it. So that's why I like to stamp off to get that second color. Let me clean off these stamps. Okay, I wish I would have cut these ahead of time for you guys, but maybe I'll fussy cut one of them. You guys know I love to fussy cut. Some of you guys don't, but I do. I just think it makes it so much cuter. And then the very best thing, of course, is to have the dies that just cut it out for you. So I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to layer it on to our cardstock here. And center that. If I've cut it not perfectly, then what I do is I try to line it up with the top. Okay, and you see that I've got a little overhang at the bottom. Then I'll just open it up to solve that problem and just trim. So if you guys ever get one of the card kits from me and it looks like something isn't cut perfectly, that's what you can do to fix that. Okay, and then I die cut this with one of my favorite dies that's in the annual catalog. Let me actually share with you which one that is, because it's one that I reach for over and over and over again. Okay, it is the Hippo and Friends, this one right here. And so at our recent bingo, I believe Amy won that. So that's a die that I used often. Okay, so with this, I'm going to take the sentiment and ink it up. Oh, the card is out of focus. Okay, let me tap on it and see if that improves it. Thanks for letting me know, Nan. Let me know if it looks more focused for you now. Hopefully it does. Okay, so then I'm going to ink up the sentiment, and I'm going to stamp it a little bit to the right of this die cut. I love photopolymer because you can definitely see right through it. And then I'm going to do a little bit of fussy cutting, but I don't think I'm going to spend our whole video, because I try to keep our video at least about an hour. And so I want to get through the cards and let you guys see them. And then you can take them home, or you can actually do them when you get the card kits. So let's fussy cut just a little bit. And those of you who know with my fussy cutting, I like to move the paper and keep the scissors still, and always leave a little bit of a border around my image so that the eye is drawn to the outline of the image and not, you know, like where you haven't cut perfectly. So it's going to cut out this leaf for us. It's starting to get warmer here in South Carolina, and I know I have some friends in Indiana that had a snowstorm recently. I was talking to Linda, and they had a crazy snow and ice storm, and down here I'm walking around with no jacket on. It's just amazing. Cutting off this off camera. Let me get back in here. And sometimes if the paper is large, I'll cut it like this so that I can maneuver it a little bit better. Nan, let me know if the card is back in focus. Okay, so let's see here. What I'm going to do then, I'm actually not going to fussy cut all of them out. I completely forgot to do that step ahead of time. I created this card quite a few weeks ago, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on using Stampin' Dimensionals. Get out a new pack. And I've actually raised up several parts of this card. So not just this sentiment piece that's going to go right here, kind of towards the top, but I also have some berries that are, okay, let's see here, the card, it's not out of focus. I think that's what you mean. Okay, great. Leanne, the card kit, what happens with this workshop is if you spend $35, you get the card kit sent to you. If you spend $50, then you're going to get the card kit plus a gift, and I'll share that in a little bit. So you will see here that this berry is kind of flat, and then I popped up this one, and then the same with this. Oh, I really hope that this goes into focus soon for you guys. Maybe with the recording it'll come out a little bit better. Okay, so there's that card, and then I actually put took one of our ribbons. This is our seam binding ribbon, and this seam binding ribbon is really cool because you get to color it whatever color you'd like. If you are coming to the Sand and Sea Stamp Camp next weekend, you guys are going to see this in action, because one of the cards is going to have some coloring to it, so it'll be cool. So anyways, I'll tie this little bow here. And then I like to add my bows on using glue dots. I find that they hold the best, and they're easy to hide. So I'll just take a glue dot here and stick my little bow on there. And this is going to go above that. Okay. There's that. And then I didn't stop there with the embellishments. I decided I wanted to use the Artistry Blooms adhesive back sequins. So this comes in several different colors, and I really like that these lend well to the color scheme of the Berry Blessings Designer Series paper. Let me see if I can get this out of here. So here are all the colors that are in the Artistry Blooms adhesive back sequins, and the great thing is it does have adhesive on it already, and like I said, all of these really work well with that paper. So I'm just going to grab a couple of these embellishments, and there's two different sizes, so whenever I put embellishments on, I like to try to do either two of one size and one of the other, or one of one, you know what I mean. So there's that. Oops, lost that piece. Okay, and then we'll stick one up there. All right, so hopefully that card makes sense. That's a really simple card using the Berry Blessings Designer Series paper and the stamp set that coordinates with it. So this stamp set is really cool, and it's got some great sayings in there. And there's another stamp set that also coordinates with that called the Sweet Strawberry. The Sweet Strawberry bundle, I believe, is back ordered right now or non-orderable because the punch is sold out, but it will end up coming back in soon. So this Sweet Strawberry coordinates, you can see even with the font how well it goes together with this paper. So if you did get the Berry Blessings Designer Series paper and stamp set, be sure to check this out. It comes with a punch that creates some really pretty strawberries. And I'm going to share some cards with you that I created using both of these items. So of course we've got this one. And then here's one using that paper again. And then I'm using the stamps. These stamps are actually from the mini catalog. And then this is also part of the punch that's in the mini catalog with the Sweet Strawberry. So when it comes back off of back order, make sure that you grab it if you didn't already. It's very popular. And then here's my last one. So like I said, I combined this Berry Blessings along with the Sweet Strawberry bundle to create those projects. I hope you guys like them. Let me just clear my space up here and we'll move on to the next card. Which has been, I'll ask you guys that are on here watching right now, which has been your favorite celebration item? I'm curious to know. Like I mentioned, Stampin' Up! Shared with us that the Berry Blessings is the most popular one thus far. It was Darling Donkeys for quite some time, and then Berry Blessings kind of took its spot. Clean these stamps and get them out of the way here. Okay, so our next card is a very simple one. Tonight's cards are really bright and vibrant, so I wanted to come up with a card that was a little bit, not muted, but kinda. So I took this corner bouquet, this one here, and the Heal Your Heart. The two of these are both celebration items with a $50 order. Each of them are with $50 orders. Then I created this particular card. Especially right now, I think that this sentiment is super important. So I wanted to do something that was simple and showcase that. And something fun that I haven't done in a long time is the embossing. So I'm going to heat emboss tonight. And part of the prize or the gift for this online workshop is that if you spend $35, like I mentioned earlier, you're going to get all the card kit pieces mailed to you. Now, if you spend $50, you're going to get your choice of embossing powder. So if you haven't embossed in a while, this would be a great time, or if you need some more embossing powder, this is a great time to choose one of these embossing powders. So you can choose from white, clear, gold, or silver, and I will include that in your card kit. And then that will get sent to you. So let's go ahead and get started on this card. I need to move some of these projects out of the way. Okay, I'm starting with a base of basic white. This is our new Whisper. It replaces the Whisper White. So Whisper White, the company went out of business, but Stampin' Up! Was able to secure a contract with another company, and so they actually supply our white paper now. Oh, Darling Donkeys. So far, those are the only two votes so far. So yes, that was a very popular set. I might have to do a special Facebook Live just sharing some projects with that. Okay, the next thing you need for embossing is a Versamark ink pad. So this Versamark ink pad is a sticky ink. It's a pigment ink. What it does is it allows you to pick up the embossing powder. So what you need to do is you need to take the Versamark and ink up your stamp like this. Now, if the stamp is larger than the ink pad, I always ink up this way. And it goes for any kind of ink pad. If the stamp is smaller, then I ink up this way. So that's why you see me doing it this way. Okay, so we've inked that up, and I'm going to take this crumb cake cardstock, and I'm just going to stamp here in the corner. I love this corner stamp. I think it's so pretty, and it's a large stamp, so it covers a lot of the cardstock, and it just makes for easy stamping. Once you've done that, you're going to need some kind of powder. So you can use a clear powder, you can use white, which is what I'm using. I like to put mine into little Tupperware containers like this. okay? And that helps me to be able to sift my card in there and then tap off the excess like that. The embossing powders actually come in a container that looks like this. It's just a little jar, and so I'll open up that jar and just dump it into, you know, just a Tupperware container of some kind. Let me close the lid on this before I spill it everywhere. So now once I've done that, I'm going to take a heat tool, and this is our heat tool from Stampin' Up, but you probably have heat tools. You can get them just about anywhere. And some people heat differently. So I'm going to show you the way that I typically heat up my projects. I'll hold on to the card either with my fingers or with tweezers or something. And then I start on one end and I work my way across, heating up and watching the embossing powder melt. Okay, so I'm going to start off this way. I'm not going to finish this whole card because I actually did, I think I embossed this ahead of time. We'll see. So let's see. So I just start at one end like this, and be careful, keep your hair away from the vent because it will suck your hair in. If you've got long hair, ask me how I know. So you're going to emboss like this, and when you start seeing it melt, and hopefully you can see the difference there between some of it that's melted versus the powder look, where it's not melted. This is how I do my embossing. Some people like to emboss on the bottom. So the reason I don't do that is I can't pay attention as to whether or not I'm burning the paper. So I'm really careful not to emboss from the bottom. I know some people do. I like to do it from the top, and then I can really pay attention to what I'm doing. Let me see if I embossed some of this already. I think I did. Well, maybe I didn't. Okay, I embossed a different piece. So let me finish this one up off camera really quick. So we've got Paper Blooms as a vote and Heal Your Heart. Oh good, Nan, I'm glad you like Heal Your Heart since I'm going to be using it tonight. And Paper Blooms too. Okay. So there we go. So that's embossed, and you can tell that it's embossed when it's shiny and raised like that. All right. I did layer this on a piece of basic black. Okay. And then I used our basic white as my card base. Okay, so this right here is the So Sentimental dies. I just cut out a basic black one and a basic white, and then I'm going to take the Heal Your Heart and I'm going to just stamp that in Memento Black on the basic white. When you stamp this, you kind of have to pay attention to which way the font is straight up and down, otherwise it'll look crooked when you stamp it. So I think this is okay here. If not, I can always redo it. So Wishing I Could Heal Your Heart is the sentiment that I chose. And I'm just going to put this right on. I love this So Sentimental die set because there's so many dies that you can layer on top of each other like this. And I just think that looks so great. And then we're going to add it right here to our base of our card with some dimensionals. I couldn't find them for a second. All right. Pop those backings off, and there you go. So I felt like this needed a little embellishing, so I took our pearls. Our pearls are just something that you really must have on hand. You should always have a pack of pearls on you because you can use it to dress up any card. And I just wanted to put it in these little, on these little spots right there. And one right there. Okay, I did try to figure out how I could add twine to this card because I still felt like it needed a little something, but maybe I could just leave it simple like that. But if I were to add twine, I would maybe add it here, okay, or somewhere up here. You guys will have to tell me if you like the idea of adding twine to this card or just leaving it just as it is. So give me your vote on that. All right, so with this, I wanted to show you guys another technique. What I did was I colored, or I embossed white onto a piece of basic black, and that's pretty in and of itself, but I want to show you that when you take Stampin' Blends and you add it to the white embossing powder, you can actually change the color of the white embossing powder without the twine. Thank you, Rhonda. And Peggy likes to twine. So you guys, when you get your card and you make this on your own, then you can actually embellish it however you like. And feel free to share pictures on this page too. So here, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to color this just very quickly. I grabbed these colors. I like the boldness of these colors and how they work well together. So I took just the dark on all of them, the dark shaded spruce. Bernice likes paper blooms too. I'm glad. I'm going to show you guys something with that after this. And Mona says no twine. Okay, so we got 2 for no twine. So what you do, I found that doing it on a dark color like the black allows you to color without, you know, worrying that you're going to go out of the lines. Because if you did this on a, you know, on this, if I were to start to color this here, you would see that I'm messing up and going outside the lines, and that's not the look I want. So I'm going to take the dark shaded spruce and I'm just going to add some ink to the stems like this. And I'm not worrying at all, like I said, about going outside the lines. I'm just kind of coloring over it. So there's that. And then I took Cherry Cobbler, which was a nice deep red, and I colored a couple of the flowers. Isn't that the coolest thing? I think that our Stampin' Blends are so cool. So not only can you color, you know, change the color of certain, I don't know, embellishments like pearls. You could change the color of the pearls if you wanted to, but you can also go through here and change the color of this white embossing powder. There's that. And then let's grab some yellow. This yellow is actually Mango Melody. It's a dark, the dark shade. I wanted this to be nice and deep and rich, and so I used all of the dark shades, even though, you know, they come in a light and a dark. They come in a combo pack if you guys aren't familiar with our Stampin' Blends, and they're alcohol-based markers, and so they, like I said, you can color lots of things and they dry very quickly. I also have a dark Pretty Peacock. Pretty Peacock is a in color that's going to be going out at the end of this annual catalog. So very sad for this to go because it's such a beautiful blue color. And we're just going to color some of this. Okay. So I hope that you guys try this technique on your own. It's just so fun. I love these deep colors, and I won't finish coloring them now, but I just wanted to show you how you can do that. So you emboss it first, heat emboss it, and then after you've embossed it, then you take your Stampin' Blends and you just color it. So if you guys end up trying that technique, definitely share it with us. Again, I'll share the color combo with you. It is Cherry Cobbler, Shaded Spruce, Pretty Peacock, and Mango Melody. I think they look really great together. Okay, so that was Heal Your Heart. Again, like I said, if you place an order with me, you'll get the cards for tonight. Plus, if you spend $50 or more, you will get you will get a free celebration choice, but you'll also get a free embossing powder that you can use of any of the 4 colors. So it's white, clear, gold, and silver. I probably use white the most. I really like the way white sentiments look on black cardstock. So there's that. Okay, our last card for tonight. And it sounds like it's raining outside. Oh, I was just talking about how great the weather was, and now it's raining. Okay, so this last card is going to feature another celebration item. Grab all my tools. Okay. This celebration item is, oopsie, the Paper Blooms Designer Series paper. So pretty. I love the bright colors, and I definitely love the navy blue, Night of Navy, I should say, with the pinks. That's just such a great color combo. So let's get to crafting. Let me show you the project first. It's actually a fun fold, and this fun fold is one that my friend Brenda designed. She came up with the fun fold, and I designed a project tonight using it. The fun fold that she designed is for a stamp camp that we have coming up. She has an add-on class called the Friendly Flamingo, and this was one of the layouts, or the folds, I should say. And then I just came up with this card using some different product. So what we're going to do, let me show you the stamp set really quick. It's called In Bloom, and these are the dies that coordinate with it. I think the dies are amazing. I loved how they're stitched, and these dies actually coordinate so well with the Designer Series paper. Let me grab one. Like, here's one of the sheets. Here's one. Let me find the one that we're using, the dark. This one right here. Okay, so you'll see here that these dies actually coordinate so well with it that you can die cut some of the flowers out. Like, there's one, and some of the leaves, and you know, you can just have really a lot of fun with this. So these dies coordinate with this paper. And here's some more here. I just grabbed kind of some of my favorite patterns that are in this paper. Okay. So I'm going to do a little bit of die cutting using our mini embossing machine. I still have to do a drawing for our Stampin' Bingo on this. That is on my to-do list. So those of you who did Stampin' Bingo, there's some of you guys that qualified for entry into a drawing to win the little mini embossing machine. So I will do that soon, really soon. But I'm going to grab a couple of the dies out of here. So I'll do maybe this one. Okay. And we'll do the blue one, the Night of Navy one. And so how fun is this? A lot of these dies right here can be cut out with this little tiny cute machine. So you're just gonna stick them in there and run it through. The die machine has a platform that tells you exactly how to create your sandwiches. So right here on the plate, just like with our regular one, it tells you which ones to use to cut and also to emboss. We've got some embossing folders that are tiny that will fit through here as well. Okay, we'll set that to the side. When you guys get card kits from me, I do emboss the papers for you. So when you get this piece of paper, you're going to have it already embossed and exactly where it needs to be. So you don't have to worry about remembering where or how I did it. So I'm just going to fold these over. Grab all my little pieces. Okay, so I actually have die cut the rest of the pieces out ahead of time. I'm going to add some of this paper here. Even though I'm showcasing this paper, I'm only using this one little tiny strip of it, but I just love it. I'm going to layer it here onto this side panel. Okay. And this die is from the same die set. It's called Pierced Blooms. That's the name of the die set, and In Bloom is the name of the stamp set that coordinates. And I grabbed the "Congrats, you're so fancy" sentiment on there. I'm inking it up in Night of Navy, and I'm just going to stamp straight down. Again, photopolymer, so you can see right through it and straight up. I have a little piece that I'm going to put on the inside. I'm going to go ahead and stamp this. So I've got some flowers that coordinate. I'm going to do this big one. Let's see here. I don't think I want to use this color. I'm going to do the big one in petal pink. And stamp right down in the corner here. We're going to layer these flowers on top of each other. This flower is going to be in Rococo Rose. So let's do it right there. Okay, I had a piece of hair on there, and that's why I've got some missing spots there. And then I'm going to take this little one and ink it up in Night of Navy and stick it right down there. And we've got a little tiny stamp that adds some dots. And we're going to just stick that right in the middle. There we go. That's for the inside layer. I do enjoy decorating the inside of the cards with a little something. I also enjoy decorating the envelopes. So I'll show you how I decorated the envelopes in just a minute. I can go ahead and add this. I kept going back and forth as to whether or not I was going to add something to the base of the card on the front, but I really liked the look of the simplicity, especially with all the flowers on there, so I didn't worry about it. Now when I put the sentiment on, I'm going to do that first because I want to place it so that the sentiment actually holds this flap down for me. So I'm going to make sure it's got a nice crease there. And then I'm going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals, okay, and I'm going to put the Stampin' Dimensionals here and here, right next to where the flap is. I'm going to make sure I'm in the camera view. All right, so right next to where the flap is, you can see that. Then I'm going to take the sentiment and I'm going to add 2 more dimensionals on that side, and then I can place it just like so, okay, so that it now holds that flap down for me. And when you open it, you have to kind of pull it out, and when you close it, you just tuck it right underneath there. Okay, so make sure you do that when you put that together. And then I'm going to add the flowers, and you can place the flowers however you'd like. I'm just going to kind of do it in a bit of a collage. Have some that are popped up with dimensionals and some that are just straight onto the base of the card. I love this leaf. It's so pretty. Just going to tuck that right in there. Okay. And we're going to do this leaf as well on the bottom. I put this on with some dimensionals. I'll stick that right there. And I want that coming down over my sentiment a little. Okay. Thank you, Bernice. Thank you, Peg. I'm going to add that little green flower there. I want to put another dimensional on this Night of Navy. This green is actually soft seafoam, so you can see I use the colors from the designer series paper. That is one of my favorite ways to design. I look at the designer series paper, and that's where I get my inspiration to design my colors, my color combination, my cards, etc. So I'm just going to tuck that right in there. And then we've got one more piece. Okay, this white one. And I'm going to slide that in. Oops. Slide that in right there. Okay. Yay, thank you, Rhonda. I'm glad you like that. This card to me is just so easy to put together with these flowers, the flower dies, and the designer series paper. I'm going to add a little white twine. So you guys know that you can get white twine in a combo pack. And last month we gave away some the white and the Blushing Bride twine. If you're looking for it, because we don't sell just the white twine anymore, you can get it there. It's part of this Nailed It suite of products. So there's that. And then, of course, one of my very, very favorite embellishments are the Elegant Faceted Gems. And this was one that you guys got for free with one of our workshops from way back when. So I'm just going to grab a couple. This time I'm using the frosted white There's like a frosted white, there's a clear, and then there's like a petal pink color. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Linda. I'm glad you guys like this card. I'm gonna add one right here, just like that. And then one more. Take that off and put it right on the sentiment here, if it'll cooperate with me. I love these gems all being adhesive backed, so you can just kind of pick them up. I usually use my take your pick tool, but I left it at home. So there you go. So here's the final card, and I'll show you the two different gem colors. So we've got this is the clear, and then that's the frosted white. I'll bring it up a little closer so you can see the difference. They are both super, super pretty. Okay, and then here is an envelope that I just decorated. Okay, so you can stamp on the front if you'd like, and I probably still will. And then here is the envelope. You just take the designer series paper and you glue it there, and you just kind of trim around it. And now look how gorgeous this card is together, right? So that is it. That is all for the projects tonight. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I'm going to bring the projects back in so you can see them again. So we've got this one that I just did. When I'm stamping, I am throwing stamps left and right, so I always have to dig them all back up. So here's this one. And then we've got one more. Where's our little berry card? Okay, and then you've got this one. Let me make sure I am in the camera view. Let's get that card envelope out of there. Okay, so all of these feature the Celebration product that's available for free when you place a $50 order or a $100 order, and Celebration ends at the end of this month. So I hope you guys got your favorites already. If not, I do have that ordering special for you guys, that if you place a $50 order with me, you'll get to choose one of the free Celebration items, and then you'll also get all of these card kits prepped for you in a little kit, plus your choice of embossing powder, okay? And then we always do a door prize each month for our online workshop, and thank you, Dottie. I'm glad you like that. I always try to match my envelopes whenever I can, and that's probably one of the easiest ways to do it, is to just, you know, add the embossing, or, I'm sorry, add the the designer series paper. So the prize for the door prize, which I will share the door prize form later, you will get all of these cards right here that I've created already, plus you're going to get a brand new Versamark pad. And who doesn't need a brand new Versamark pad, right? This is the sticky ink that you need to emboss with. So I hope you guys will enter that when I do post it. I hope you guys are all having a great day. I've had lots of stuff going on at the studio. I've been prepping and planning for Stamp Camp, and I cannot even begin to tell you how beautiful this stuff is for Stamp Camp. So those of you who are going to be there next Saturday, you can expect an email from me in the next day or so with some details, and we've got some extra stuff that we're throwing in there this time that should be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to share with all of you. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I will be sharing with you some more on this group later. All right, thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.